And welcome to our show today. Today is Friday, August 10th, 2012. And we're Crooked Doctors. We handed out a lot of information and handbills at the Grandview. Mm-hmm. The Grandview, as you know, is a large apartment complex of about
280 units.
Where William Doherty lives, and he's using, his landlord is harassing him with a frivolous eviction. I think this is frivolous eviction number 4?
Number 3, so 3 or 4, something
3 or 4.
like that, sure.
And he wins, and so the ridiculous excuse that your landlord is giving you.
Letting people in and out of the building, you see.
So what Bill is doing is he's using his court case to establish case law, because in June of this year, just what, 2 months ago?
Exactly.
Just 2 months ago, New Jersey State Senator, this is the Jersey Report, the New Jersey State Senator Brian Stack proposed 2 new laws?
Well, he's got 2 new, yes. I'll just comment. The reason that the security guard legislation is high, because that because it's been going on for several years. It was recently amended. Now,
wait. Let's help the audience understand if you're just tuning.
Go ahead.
Oh, look, we got a call. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Thanks for calling our call. Thanks for calling in today. Hello. 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 Uh-oh. Call back. You know what I think? I think sometimes they forget that you can hear yourself.
They don't turn the TV down.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, I know.
All right. So we gave out a call back caller. We gave out a lot of handbills in Jersey City.
Literature.
And I'm going to change the camera view for a minute. If you're in Jersey, you will be watching us on the internet, and you'll be using your computer screen as
to stream live.
To stream live, because we tape live, we stream live on the internet. So if you go to Manhattan Neighborhood Network, this is our website, and you scroll down to Community Channel. This should say Crooked Doctors, because that's what we are. We're Crooked Doctors. You can click on Watch Now, and you will actually see us come up streaming live on the internet. Okay, so the folks in Jersey will be watching us. Wait, let me just change this camera view a little. So the folks in Jersey, there we are.
Yeah.
Yep, the folks in Jersey will be watching us stream live on the internet. Okay, so that's what they'll be doing. And Bill and I went to the Jersey City Council meeting in August. Oh, I should set this up a little before I talk about this.
Sure, because we have video on it, folks, and she's going to show you later. So,
yeah. So basically, what Bill and I did is we made,
This.
Yeah, we well, I was living in Jersey City.
You were.
For about 5 years. I'm being persecuted by my medical school.
Yes, you are.
And but for the persecution by my medical school, in summer of 2008, we would have had by contract, because this is what I was asking for in my landlord-tenant case, we would have had established by contract a tenant's right to recover attorney's fees.
Yes.
I was being I'm being stalked and harassed and persecuted by my medical school. And I'm going to show one example of how my medical school did not comply with a valid subpoena and obstructed justice that is a crime. And this is a public service, because my medical school recruits students nationally and internationally. They recruit from West Point, Princeton, Yale, Harvard, all other countries. And this is important consumer information for medical students out there. If you go to this medical school, they can, will, and in my case, they did lie about my past. And I'm going to show you one example.
Sure.
If members of the city council were honorable, upstanding people, they would do what I did, which was go down to Rutgers University in New Jersey and speak to the Dean of Students, Kenneth Saunders, and say, you have a responsibility to share this information with your pre-meds.
Sure.
So what Bill and I did is, this is 2008. I'd won it, the summer of 2008. I'd won against my landlords 3 times. Right. They're milking me for attorney's fees.
Yes.
It's a weapon that's being used. If I had a job, I'd be harassed at my job. If I have an apartment, I'm harassed in my apartment. So a lot of the falsified financial information and the way my medical school is persecuting me came out in my landlord-tenant case. Yes. But for the pernicious influence of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, these crooked doctors, I was challenging a proposed lease, and my landlords had put in a clause, and it's boilerplated, it's included in all leases, that
in New Jersey we have this boilerplate provision
that says if a landlord takes a tenant to court and wins, he can ask to recover his attorney's fees.
But there's no such provision for the tenant people.
So you're asking for it now.
We're establishing case law to drive forward legislation.
Now, I had this already in place in 2008.
You do.
And I asked my attorney, Mr. Lawrence Sidoni, who will be on our wall of shame, do not hire him.
Don't hire him at all. No good.
So Mr. Lawrence, and by the way, I have 6 years to sue him for legal malpractice.
Oh, so
2008, 2000.
No statute of limitations. Very good.
Well, there is, but on
you're meeting the deadline.
Yeah, I'm meeting the deadline. And on some things, when fraud is committed on the court, if it's a fraud upon the court, decisions based on fraud do not stand.
Right.
So there are no statute of limitations issues in my case. It's all fraud. But what I do have 6 years to sue Mr. Lawrence.
Deadline. She's meeting deadlines, people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Lawrence Sidoni is a dishonest attorney in Jersey City and in New Jersey, and had he not been a dishonest attorney, every tenant in the state of New Jersey would have had, from my case,
the right to recover attorney's fees, the same as the landlord now has, exclusively.
So, but for the persecution of my medical school, from 2008 to now, which is 2008, 2009, 2010.
A total of 4 years, people.
2011, 2012. 4 years, tenants have suffered needlessly.
Yes, they have.
Thanks to the pernicious influence of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University. So you're picking up the ball where I left off.
I am. And now, you see, for years, I said this before, Lydia has been fighting this battle alone. And now she has traction because of my court case, is moving the ball forward, as it were.
And just 2 months ago, New Jersey State Senator Brian Stack proposed a new law at the Jersey State Legislature for attorneys, for a tenant's rights to recover their attorney's fees so they can be made whole again. And what we did was we did one of the producers here at our station at Manhattan Neighborhood Network very generously donated her airtime, her production crew,
yes, she did.
Yes,
she did.
And her talent, and we made DVDs.
We did.
And we handed these out to the Jersey City Council so they would understand.
Yes, and you'll actually see these being handed out by me.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the last Jersey City Council meeting we went to. Was August 1st, 2012.
August 1st, yep.
And you can actually, and you went first, so we'll show them a little bit of yours.
Yes, show me. You see, there's no deniability on City Council because here's the video showing right as we speak. Here, everybody gets a tape. Everybody gets a disc, people.
And, nobody can be against this. This is basic fairness.
That's out of the bag.
So there's no way that. So what you're doing in your court case is you're trying to establish case law
to drive legislation.
To drive legislation, and this is one issue: a tenant's rights to recover attorney's fees. So that Brian Stack, State Senator Brian Stack's new law won't be stalled, so that everybody in the state legislature can say, oh, look, we have case law. We have it. And it's fair, and we should have this.
Right. Move it along.
So let's look at, if you want to go and see Bill.
Yes. No deniability, people. Take a look at this.
Right. We're very proactive. We're working for positive, progressive change. And who would be against this? This is like, being basic fairness. Yeah. So here's Bill at the Jersey City Council meeting, and you'll see me here too.
You're the follow-up. Go ahead.
And Let's see if I can get this thing to play. Hold it. Okay, so
Ready?
There we go.
Ready. Volume.
Yep.
William Doherty, 3060 Kennedy Boulevard. As the agreement with Robert Byrne, if I could have
wait. I did
this
something wrong.
in place with each council.
Hold it. I can still hear in the background.
Yeah, because you got 2 videos.
No. The water music was still playing, so I got to turn this off. Hold it. Sorry, guys. Our intro music accidentally kept playing, so I'll turn that off now.
Yeah. I told you that. Yes.
Okay, good. Well, you can hear it when you play.
Sure, you can
so
hear it.
This is now off. So we'll go back to Bill.
Get the one. Yeah.
And let me just stop this and go back a little. Okay. So this is Bill at the Jersey City Council, and we'll just go back a little bit here. So the reason we're showing this to you is because the Jersey City Council thinks, when you go to Jersey City Council meetings, this is important. The Jersey Journal and the regular media are doing a blackout because they don't want this information to get out.
They don't want the cat out of the bag, but it is out.
So, for example, in Newark, the tenants had in one of the biggest rent strikes in recent history, and the regular mainstream press refused to report it, even though it affects the lives of 75% of the population.
Yes, it does.
The everyday lives. So these are our strategies. We make DVDs. We go to city council meetings. We've got public access. I may be able to get radio.
Oh, great.
And so we handed out, last Sunday we spent all day handing out hundreds
at the Grand View.
of handbills. We're up on YouTube. You cannot stop us from speaking. And here's the thing. When you go to the Jersey City Council meetings, you get 5 minutes to speak.
5 minutes to speak.
So basically, and then the Jersey City Council meetings are played on cable.
Yeah, played on Channel 1 in New Jersey, in Jersey City.
And they're played 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So you can get. So if you want to address your town, you go to the City Council, you put your 5 minutes up there, and you say this is really important. So that's what Bill did, and we went down on August 1st.
We did.
And handed these DVDs out.
Yes.
And the DVDs that we handed out, if you want to view them yourself, you can go to our Crooked Doctors channel.
Crooked Doctors.
This is Crooked Doctors on YouTube.
Yes.
And what you can do is.
And the title is.
What you can do is scroll down right here. Yeah. And this was William Doherty on Access for All.
Right. That's the title, people.
And there we go.
There you go.
Well, I'll play a little bit of it as we go out. But this was William Doherty, and Gloria Messer is one of the
producers
who helped us.
Made it all possible.
And she donated airtime. She donated a production crew.
Great stuff.
She donated her talent.
Yes.
And here, she's working to support. We want independent cameras in the courtroom so that they're not going to pull any shenanigans like they pulled on me on Bill.
Can't manipulate transcripts.
So we have had the experience where keywords and phrases are changed in transcripts.
That's right.
Judges are bribed and influenced.
Sure.
In Brooklyn, we've got videotape of judges taking bribes.
Yes.
My attorneys are your attorneys are easily influenced.
Yeah,
so we're working on getting
the integrity of the system, people.
There we go. Oh, we have a caller.
Caller.
Let's see.
Where's he from?
Well, let's pick up the call. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello. Thanks for calling.
Is it Ben?
Hi, Ben. Hey, Bill. How you doing?
Whoops, sorry. Speak up a little bit into the phone.
Speak.
All right, I'm talking now. How are your? You have to speak a little louder. I can't hear you over your shirt.
Oh, it's Ben. Listen,
it is Ben.
Ben, superfan. I got to tell you something.
What? Tell me.
I don't know why this is tinning out, but I'm working on getting a new studio, and the new studio has count them, 2 phone lines. One is exclusively for you. We're going to call it the Ben line.
The Ben line.
So you can be on as long as you want. You can be on the whole show, make whatever comments you want.
Boy.
We figured you'd be very flattered.
Exactly.
That we went out of our way to get you your own phone line. And then if anybody else wants to call and comment on what you have to say, they can do that too.
Yeah,
Is that good or what?
You know, I'm telling you, that jail shirt, the orange jail shirt, for Christmas, I autograph that thing and send it to me. Because that thing will be a collector's item someday. If, like, let's say DeFazio sends you to jail or something like that. I could sell it on eBay for your defense fund.
Wait, say it again?
I said, for Christmas, I'd like you to sign that jail shirt of yours and send it to me for a Christmas present. Because then, in case DeFazio ever sends you to jail, I could sell that thing on eBay, and I could use it for your defense fund.
The Lydia Radin Defense Committee. I have a Lydia Radin Defense Committee.
Oh, yes, she
And
does.
I actually have a prominent person who agreed to be on it.
All right, you're going to see him, Ben.
Yeah, you should set up a whole fund there,
Yeah, I am. Send money today to Lydia Radin's Defense Committee. God knows I could use the bucks.
Absolutely.
with that blue curtain behind you this week. If you had a chroma key, you could put your computer screen up behind you on that.
Aha, you've been watching the guy who broadcasts after me, Harvey, and his chroma key, have you?
Harvey.
Yeah, but he could put your computer screen on the back behind you on that blue screen.
Well, actually, somebody stole my curtain. I'm a little upset about it.
Oh, yeah, she had a nice black curtain, Ben, and somebody took it.
What happened to the maroon curtain?
Well, we'll worry about that later. Listen, here's the thing. I'm getting trained to use a larger studio, which will really have 2 phone lines. So that we can actually devote a phone line to you, and have a phone line for other folks. But one of the things that's important to do in this show is I got a replacement letter from one of my professors, and I got him on the phone to authenticate it, and I tape recorded that conversation, and I played it for the Jersey City Council.
Right.
So this shows that my medical school can, will, and did lie about a student's past,
Right.
refuse to give a student her letters of recommendation, her educational records pursuant to federal law.
Right.
And this is important consumer information for every
All
pre-med.
documented, all documented.
So let me play it for you, and then you can call me back, okay?
Okay, Ben.
Alrighty? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call me back after I play it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bye. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's go here. This is the Jersey City Council meeting.
Okay, Jersey City Council.
And let me just bring this up a little. And
All right.
this is going to be Bill playing.
I'm
Here.
handing out the discs.
Okay, here we go.
9 councilmen.
Yes, I'll continue. These discs will make the point. I believe that each and every city council member will vote aye on a reintroduction of.
Wait, what happened to the discs? Let me go back a little. I want to go back a little just to, let me go back a little so we can start at your presentation.
Yeah.
Hold on. Thanks for your patience, folks. And then you're going to see me at the city council. Here we go. Okay.
There you go. Now you will say.
Okay, so let me
Okay.
just,
ready,
here we
roll.
go.
Here we go.
Well, I was hoping you would do it prior, but that's all right.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Why'd you hand them out now?
Did you hand them out? Wait.
No, I said
Okay, wait, let me go back to the beginning. Hold it. Let me scrub through. Hold it. Let's come back to us for a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me just find, oh, here we go. Let me just go back a little. We were playing with this too much before the show. And we should have, yeah. No, I see it, don't worry. Let me turn this down a little. Okay, wait. Let me just, Bill was so happy that I got this. Hold on. Let me just, here we go. Yeah, it's a little tricky on the, okay, here we go. All right, so this is going to be Bill at the Jersey City Council meeting. Let me just scrub back a little so everybody can see it. And then we'll put it up. Hold on. I'm just rewinding it to cue it up a little bit, and then we'll. You don't have to whisper. We're in the studio.
I'm not whispering, people.
But the point is, we made these DVDs and we gave them out to the Jersey City Council.
Yeah, we want to show you this.
So they have no plausible deniability, and what we're asking for is fair, and they should be supporting this.
Sure.
And there's no reason for them not to be supporting this. And we just want to.
There you go, right there.
Right there. Okay. So we'll go right here. All right.
Okay.
So here we go.
All set. Here we go.
Okay. Because I'm going to do the volume. Okay.
Well, I was hoping you would do it prior, but that's all right.
Oh, this is where you gave it. Oh, this is where you gave That's where you gave it to them. That's where you gave. Oh, I see. So this was Robert Burns. So you want to go back a little bit more?
No, because watch what happens. Okay, go ahead.
But we want to go. This is where you're handing it out to. We're going to backtrack a little bit on the video. So sorry for the downtime here. I know. Oh, here. These are the videos in your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to go back to the beginning where you just talked about it, and then. I know I'm going to get all kinds of criticisms about, you should have cued this. We did. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay. And let me go. All righty, here we go.
William Doherty, 3060 Kennedy Boulevard. As the agreement with Robert Byrne, if I could have this place with each council member, it's most important.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
So what Bill did is he handed out our DVDs to each of the council members, and he talked about the importance of tenants being able to recover attorney's fees and the security guard ordinance. So we're actually driving forward positive progressive change in Jersey City. And then what I'm going to do is scrub through a little bit because what you see here also, because part of our mission is to clear my name. And at the Jersey City Council, let me scrub through this a little. What you're going to see is, and I'll set this up a little. Okay, this is me. And before I play this, what I did was I went to my attorney this week and I confirmed that in response to a valid subpoena, my medical school refused to give me my educational records, including my letters of recommendation. So what I demonstrated is that the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University can, will, and did lie about a student's past. Now I want to take care of a couple backpedaling things that have been going on. So the first backpedaling, ridiculous. I was illegally convicted and illegally incarcerated because my medical school claimed that I was annoying them. That's just a lie. And here's the replacement letter of recommendation that I got from Mike Protegal, and I'm going to enlarge it for the audience to see, and I'm going to read it. And in Jersey City, I have to suffer through people calling me all kinds of horrible names and defaming me.
Absolutely.
I can sue City Councilman Steve Phillip for defaming me, and I'm seriously considering it. But the important part of this is when I talked to my attorney this week, he confirmed that in response to a valid subpoena, this letter of recommendation was not provided. Now, the stupid excuse I got was, oh, it was a mistake, it was an oversight, what have you. That's not true because I have a long list of evidence that I'm preparing for my attorney, and we're going to go over that with him, that this school did not comply with. So far we've got Detective Cologne lied on the witness stand to illegally incarcerate me. My complaints against Yeshiva University came first. I gave everyone involved, long before my criminal trial, the police report from 2005. Ed DeFazio, who was the Hudson County prosecutor and now is a judge in Hudson County, has had my falsified educational records in his hands from 2005. So all statements that Detective Cologne made to the contrary is just a lie. The district attorney's office presented this perjured testimony, and now they're backpedaling and they're saying, oh, no, Detective Cologne really didn't lie. Yeah. He meant, you know, when you came into the 34th precinct, that was the first he heard of it. No. Okay. When I talked to Detective Cologne several times, I put the police report from 2005 in his hands. My complaints against Yeshiva University came first. They came in 2005. They were not for aggravated harassment. My complaints were for federal student loan fraud, for Pell Grant fraud, for state TAP grant fraud, and for falsifying business records. And Detective Cologne knew that because I went to the 34th precinct several times and put this in his hands. In addition, I saw the report that he gave to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and it said, the victim, meaning me, Lidya Radin, is reporting federal student loan fraud. In addition to that, in February of 2010, before my criminal trial, the farce of my criminal trial, I put that police report from 2005 into everybody's hands, the prosecutor's hands, my attorney's hands, the judge's hands. So everybody knew when, and they had irrefutable evidence that my complaints against Yeshiva University came first. They came in 2005, and all statements that Detective Cologne made on the witness stand that said, oh, I didn't investigate her case because I thought, you know, Yeshiva University's complaints came first, and I thought she was just doing this because she had a retaliatory motive, are lies. He knew the lies he was telling when he told them. And my attorney, Michael J. Redenberg, refused to question him. Michael J. Redenberg makes it to the wall of shame. Do not hire this.
Wall of shame, Redenberg.
Do not hire this dishonest attorney.
Okay, don't hire him at all.
So that takes care of Detective Cologne's backpedaling. The second backpedaling that they tried to promulgate was by stipulation. My medical school, the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University, admitted that there was absolutely no support for my project, despite the College of Medicine's promises that they support student research 100%. Now they're saying, oh, well, she applied for stuff and she didn't get it, it's sour grapes. No, I wasn't even allowed to make the application.
That's all bogus, people.
So is this a medical school you want to go to? I asked for access to federal work-study money, and they made up a lie that said, oh, it's not available because we spent it. That's a lie. That's not how federal student loan, federal work-study money is administered. Federal work-study money is administered. All eligible students put in an application, and those funds are divided equally and equitably among all eligible students. So this nonsense about it's first come, first serve, and we spent all the federal work-study money, Lydia, before we got to you, is another lie.
It's all made up.
Okay, these are crooked doctors at the crooked medical school in your neighborhood. So, now there's a subpoena made in 2009 for my educational records. I'm sick and tired of people telling lies about me. And I called up Mike Protegal. This is his letter. I'm going to show it and read it.
Here's the letter.
Because this is part of vindicating me. And then I showed it to the Jersey City Council, and you're going to see me present that. So first let me show the letter and then read it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a letter from Mike Protegal. And that means that your medical school, this medical school can, will, and did lie about a student's past. This is important information for every pre-med. So I'm going to read this. I had to get and then there's a 5-minute audio tape where my professor, Mike Protegal, authenticates this for me. So this was from March 5th, 2009. He signed it and he had it notarized. And the reason why I had to have it authenticated, the reason why I had to get Mike on the phone, audio tape it, and then play that audio tape was because I was told that I bribed the notary public. Yeah, in Minnesota.
How do you bribe a notary public?
In Minnesota. I'm in New York, New Jersey, and that's so ridiculous. This guy is a phone call away, you know, and you're going to hear him. You're going to hear him on the audio tape. I asked him, I say, you know that letter of recommendation that you provided me about 2 years ago, the replacement letter. Here, the guy's a phone call away. This is his card. I'm like, did anyone ever call and check on this? He's like, no. They didn't even bother checking. Nope. They didn't care about the evidence. Nope. Okay, so let me read this. To whom it may concern, I, Mike Potegal, being of full age, certify that the following is true. As part of normal business activity, I provided a letter of recommendation for Ms. Lidya M. Radin in support of her application to medical schools in 1993 to 1994. My letter of recommendation was on Walter Reed Army Institute of Research letterhead, stationery, and stated, among other compliments, that Miss Radin had, quote, performed beyond the call of duty, end quote. And in the audio tape that I made, and this is just like a week ago, he says, and that is certainly true. Miss Radin worked for me doing microscopy of tissue samples during my transition from the New York State Psychiatric Institute in Manhattan to the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, WRAIR, or WAR, in Washington, D.C. As I recall, her extensive and careful efforts allowed for a timely and satisfying completion of work that had been ongoing in New York as I was making that challenging transition. And it's signed, yours truly, Mike Potegal, Ph.D., LP, Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Neurology at the University of Minnesota Medical Center. There's his phone number, there's his email address, it's notarized by Notary Public, and I even taped his business card down here information so it would be easy to contact him. Now, is this a medical school that you want to go to? That this is the ridiculous extremes that you have to go to get replacement letters of recommendation. Why? Because the medical school, notably James David, lies about your past. This is important consumer information for every pre-med student nationwide and internationally. Okay? So,
I wouldn't want to go there.
Would you? I mean,
I wouldn't want to go there at all.
Well, they destroy the lives of innocent students.
Now they act like that. Okay.
Okay, I mean, this is the heroic effort you have to go through. So I actually had to get my professor on. I mean, it wasn't enough that I just got the replacement letter. The school refused to give me my records. Right. They lied about my past. They falsified reports to outside agencies. They falsified medical records, educational records. These people are career criminals and pathological liars. You want nothing to do with the crooked doctors at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine at Yeshiva University, located in the Bronx. And you want nothing to do with John Scarfone, Associate General Counsel, who, when you call him up and say, please give me my educational records, he dashes down to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to press false criminal charges against you. Okay, malicious prosecution, abusive process, obstruction of justice. So what I got here now, what we're going to listen to, and this is going out all over the internet,
all over the world,
you know, to clear my name, is we're going to listen to Mike Protegal. I got him on the phone. I authenticated. He read his letter. And then I actually had to go to, because I'm being defamed by City Councilman Steve Fulop, who's full of it.
A bad guy.
Yeah, he is. This is me at the Jersey City Council meeting. I'm just running the tape back a little bit, where I'm doing the same thing. I go to the Jersey City Council meeting. I read the letter to them. I held up the audio tape. This is now, if Steve Fulop, who by the way happens to be a Marine, has a responsibility to call up schools like West Point and say, hey, this medical school lies. So here I am talking to the Jersey City Council, and I'm holding up the audio tape.
Okay.
All right, so
Let's hear it.
So let's go to.
Hope it's better than the other one. The sound.
No, that's okay. I'm giving them the letter. I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I'm handing them the letter. I read it to them, and then I play the audio tape. I'm not sure how great the sound quality is going to be, so I'll play my own. But the bottom line is to actually have to go to the ridiculous extreme of getting replacement letters of recommendation, and then the people involved, like the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, didn't even bother calling, didn't even bother making a phone call to check with Mike Potegal. Yes, I wrote this letter. Yes, she's not lying. So now I have to actually get the guy on the phone to authenticate it. I mean, this is ridiculous. Do you think District Attorney Vance and Assistant District Attorney Alex Spiro and Judge McLaughlin and my jackass of a defense attorney, Michael J. Redenberg, couldn't make a single phone call? What a disgusting group of people.
It's a bad thing, man.
So here we go. Let me just.
Hello, Lydia Radin, 278 3rd Street. Could you please pass out this letter to each of the members of the City Council? It is a replacement letter of recommendation from my professor, Mike Potegal. And I have a telephone conversation from yesterday where he authenticates this letter. He looks it up on his computer. He reads it to me. And I ask him, did anyone ever call to check? He says no. And this demonstrates one example of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine obstructing justice by not providing this letter of recommendation. So I'm going to hand it to you and ask you.
So I handed every single one of this.
I'm going to read it quickly, then I'm going to play as much of this as I can get through, and I'm putting it up on YouTube. So it says, this is from March 5th, 2009. To whom it may concern, I, Michael Potegal, being of full age, certify that the following is true. As part of normal business activity, I provided a letter of recommendation for Ms. Lidya M. Radin in support of her application to medical schools in 1993 to 1994. My letter of recommendation was on Walter Reed Army Institute of Research letterhead, stationery, and stated, among other compliments, that Ms. Radin had, quote, performed beyond the call of duty, end quote. Ms. Radin worked for me doing microscopy of tissue samples during my transition from the New York State Psychiatric Institute in Manhattan to the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in Washington, D.C. As I recall, her extensive and careful efforts allowed for a timely and satisfying completion of work that had been ongoing in New York as I was making that challenging transition. Yours truly, Michael Potegal, Ph.D., LP, Associate Professor of Pediatrics and Neurology, University of Minnesota Medical Center. This is signed by a notary public, and when I produced this, I was accused of bribing the notary. Now, I did not go to Minnesota and bribe a notary, but I have Mike Potegal on an audio taped conversation, which I'm going to play for you. In case the audio doesn't come out as clearly as I like, I'm going to put it up on YouTube. But the important thing is, when he looks it up on his computer and he reads it to me, he's authenticating this. I did not forge it. I did not bribe notary. And when I ask him, did anyone ever call to check, he says no. And it demonstrates that Yeshiva, the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University, obstructed justice by not providing this to me in response to a valid subpoena made in July of 2009 for my records. So here we go.
Okay, so
There it is.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this. Now, the Jersey City Council has no plausible deniability. They have a responsibility to tell, students in Rutgers, Princeton. So here we go.
Can't say I didn't know.
You know what's happening here? We're getting yeah, we are. That's why we're getting the tinny stuff. So we need to stop that. Okay, good. That's why we're getting the,
Yeah.
okay, so we've taken care of that. All right, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to play this and hold up the letter. This is about a 4-minute, conversation, but it vindicates me and it clears my name. So here we go. Let's bring this up and
Protegal.
Hi, it's Lydia Radin. How are you?
Oh, okay. Now, how can I help you? Well, it's nice to talk to you. How can I help you?
Yeah, how are you, by the way? Are you still married? Oh, did I say something bad?
All right, well, that's the second funniest thing I've heard today. Yeah, I'm still married.
Oh, no, that's wonderful. Congratulations. And everybody said it wouldn't last, they're bums.
Who said it wouldn't last?
Nobody said it wouldn't last, but that's good.
I see this is your cocktail party approach. Okay. Well, it's nice to talk to somebody who's still in New York because clearly it changes your approach.
Thank you so much for taking my call today. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
The reason why I'm calling is you gave me a replacement letter of recommendation a couple years ago. Do you remember?
I do remember that, yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, did anyone ever call you to check on that at all?
I don't believe so.
And I just want to, I have the thing in front of me. Can I read it to you? It's like a few sentences. Is that all right?
Okay, but to what end?
No, I just want you to confirm that, what I'm reading you is what you wrote.
Well, I tell you what would be better than that would be looking it up in my thing, so hang on.
Well, I could probably read it faster than you could look it up. Do you want me to?
Yeah, but you see, the point is that if I find it in my file, then I know that I did it.
Oh, okay.
Read it to me. You're depending upon my memory, which is, what did you just say?
Oh, okay, no problem.
So hang on one second.
Okay.
All right.
So did you get your grant out?
Yes, I just did.
Oh, fabulous. That's why you're so relaxed.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Some things never change, do they? Grants, the bane of one's existence. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Dated March 9th, 2009.
Yeah, you want to read it to me?
Okay, this is the one about to whom it may concern?
Correct.
All right, so Michael Potegal, blah, blah, blah. Normal, I provide a letter of recommendation.
No, you just read it so I know that what I'm seeing is what you're seeing. I, Mike Protegal.
All right. Being a full A, certified that the following is true. As part of normal business activity, I provided a letter of recommendation for Miss Lydia Radin in support of her application to medical schools in 1993 to 1994. My letter of recommendation was on Walter Reed Army Institute of Research letterhead stationery and stated, among other compliments, that Miss Radin had performed beyond the call of duty, which was certainly true. Miss Radin worked for me doing microscopy of tissue samples during my transition from the New York State Psychiatric Institute in Manhattan to the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in Rare in Washington, D.C. As I recall, her extensive and careful efforts allowed me a timely and satisfying completion of the work that had been ongoing in New York as I was making that challenging transition. Yours truly, Michael Potegal, Ph.D., LP, Associate Professor of Pediatrics Neurology, University of Minnesota Medical Center.
Thank you so much. The one you sent to me, you actually had notarized.
You had asked for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So listen, now that that's done, did you have any kids?
My daughter Anna Sophia had her 10th birthday a couple weeks ago.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. How about yourself?
No, but I know that you're going to make a great father.
Well, actually, by the time she came along, it had been a number of years when I really did want to be the daddy, and so it was extremely gratifying. I mean, it's had, as it always does, had its moments of terror and despair, but for the large part, I love being a daddy, and she's a terrific kid.
That's wonderful.
So what are you up to these days?
Well, I'll tell you at your convenience, but not during a work day. But I can tell you this, I'd make you proud.
I'm sorry, you would what?
I would make you proud.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so you'll let me in on the secret at some point.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is he a cutie pie or what? He was great to work. You know, he was.
Good. Well, there it is, people.
He was.
Confirmation.
He's good to. Now you're telling me that I'm going to prison, and part of the sentencing is what is my character,
Right.
and my jackass of an attorney and the idiots over at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office have and Judge McLaughlin, another jerk, couldn't make a single phone call.
No, they couldn't.
To confirm obstruction of justice, and it's not an oversight, and it's not a mistake. It was deliberate, malicious, intentional, and there's a whole long list of documents. Do you want this to be your life, ladies and gentlemen? I can tell you one really good thing about Mike Protegal, which I guess this was good to hear. He was great to work for because he really wanted people, men and women, but especially women, to reach their full potential. And there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to tell him the truth. And what can I possibly say to this guy? I would have had a good life and a successful career. This will kill him. This will kill him. You know, the destruction of an innocent person's life will I'm going to cry if I talk about this anymore, because Mike Protegal honestly and sincerely believed in helping men, but he particularly felt this way about women, help them realize their full potential.
Full potential.
And the destruction of an innocent person's life and they're not reaching their full potential would be very hurtful for him. That's why he'll make a very good father.
He will. He will.
So,
well, moving on.
So now we're going to go to, if you want to look at, here's a
call.
Okay, let me pick this
Ben.
up. Hello?
How did the Jersey City
Whoop.
keep it down for 5 minutes?
Wait,
Ben.
hello?
How did the Jersey City Council keep it down to 5 minutes?
Well, you only get 5 minutes. So if you go over 5 minutes, those are the rules. You get 5 minutes. Usually, they'll give you a 1 minute warning. And, if you're up there, sometimes if what you're saying is significant, like at the freeholders meeting, they'll say, look, what she's saying is significant, give her an extra minute, give her an extra 2 minutes. They try to be flexible. They want to give everybody time. And
Ben, the reason for that is if you get 40 speakers times 5, you're talking about a couple of hours there. You see? So they have to do that, you see. Otherwise, they'll be going home at 3 in the morning.
DeFazio here, and you went on for what? You had like 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that DeFazio, I was at Trenton, and I was testifying against him.
Yes.
At his confirmation hearings in front of the State Judiciary Committee.
Yes.
I'll never forget that face of his as he looked at you with those dagger eyes.
Oh, listen, Ed DeFazio is in the building where your court case. He's a judge at 595 Newark Avenue.
That's right.
That's where I got to go for Bill's court case.
Superior Court, Ben.
And I didn't think they'd let me in the building. I had to fight to get in the building.
Sure.
Because, the last thing Ed DeFazio wants is me in his building, sitting in his courtroom going, that's not a judge. That's a co-conspirator. That's not a judge. Well, pardon me, is this your judge? Get a change of venue. Because this isn't a judge. He's a criminal. That's the last thing. Debbie Simon doesn't want me there either, because I'll be in her courtroom going, that's not a prosecutor. That's a co-conspirator.
You may get what you wish for. Someday you may go there, and they may not let you out. And then you're going to say, why'd they let me in here in the first place?
Well, that's what they tried to do when I went to Jersey City in February of 2009. They tried pulling that. And you were there when...
I was there when she went to municipal court. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to manhandle her and everything, but because I was there, they didn't get very far. They had to watch their P's and Q's, Ben.
Thank you, Bill. I'm really serious. If Bill wasn't there, they would have jumped me. And when I went down to Washington, if Paul Brewer wasn't there, they would have jumped me. I mean, you should live my life.
You said you were looking for that research money, you know, when you went to school. Well, you know, what you should have done was, if you got that research money, you should have researched things like herniated discs, so then they could treat yourself later in life.
You have no idea what you just said, because that is actually true. But because I have an honors degree in biological sciences, and I had to go through a year at Rikers, I had to do things to make sure that the nerve damage wouldn't get worse. And one of the things they used to comment on is that I never stopped moving at Rikers. I never stopped moving. I don't think I slept.
You couldn't stop moving there. You can't stay still for a second over there.
Oh, let me tell you something. The Village Voice just did an expose at Rikers.
Oh, yeah, you're going to hear about it, Ben.
Wait till you hear about this. But let me show you right now. This is Bill over at, this is the Jersey City Council meetings. Right. It's on, you can actually go online and look this up. And Bill played for, this is me there, but I'm going to scrub back a little. There's Bill. And
I think I saw some guy eating a sandwich back there while you were talking.
You would not believe this city council. You see this background here? They edit this because they don't want you to see. They were holding up signs. I got video of this. They can't stop it. Yeah. You were there too, right?
Yes, I was.
At this,
are the only white people in that courtroom.
Nah,
that's a crowded place.
No, this was crowded because a lot of the citizens in Jersey City came out to call Steve Fulop a racist.
Yes.
And Steve Fulop is a racist.
He's trying to disband the JCIA, and you see, the JCIA is 99% black, Ben, so they'll all be out of work. So how does that work?
Well, you got to explain that. There are local Jersey City politics where they're trying to close a program.
It's a second chance program. You get out of jail and you get a job. Only at the JCIA. And
it's unfortunate that Steve Fulop's trying to close down this program.
He wants to close it and merge it with the DPW.
Well, see, they don't understand all this. So
right.
You're talking
JCIA is Jersey City Incinerator Authority. They want to merge it with the DPW, which is Department of Public Works. That's what Fulop wants to do.
Yeah, well, then there's going to be redundant jobs, and guys will be sitting around catching the sun all day.
Well, but it's even worse than that, because the women from the school board came down, and they're like, Steve Fulop only attends to the bedroom community. He's not. I mean, he wants to be mayor
on the waterfront.
Yeah, but he only wants the upper class waterfront people who use Jersey City as a bedroom community. He does not address the rest of the city.
We have two Jersey cities, one poor and one rich, Ben.
Yeah.
You know. So now they're trying to make harbor land, they're trying to make parks. You know, you can't fault them for that. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's not the point. Steve Fulop is a racist. It's not anti-Semitic, to tell the truth.
Correct.
And I have video. When you look at these.
Good expression. I like that. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not anti-Semitic, to tell the truth.
You're right.
I mean, I went to Steve Fulop. I'm like, look, you come into town with your white hat, your holier than thou attitude. You claim to be a Marine. You claim to be strong. You sell yourself as the law and order candidate. Make a phone call to confirm a few things. I'm your resident. I did nothing wrong. I'm a crime victim. He claims to stand up for taxpayers.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that? Yes.
I'm like, Steve Fulop, in my case, $15,000 worth of Medicaid fraud. Is this what the citizens are paying for? I mean, I gave him everything he could. All he had to do was make a few phone calls. But no, he was more concerned with acting in the interests of a racist Zionist university that referred to me as not a human being. I'm at the school for 2 years going through horrific racism, and you don't have to explain the racism to me. I was told to my face, they used this word goy.
Yeah.
I was, and I'm like, well, I know it's a Yiddish term.
It's a pejorative term.
Yeah, it does not just mean not Jewish. It means the heathen, the unclean, that which contaminates.
Right.
I'm like, you're referring to me as not even a human being?
Right. And that's right.
You know, that's disgusting. And
What
by
I'm curious about is, you were talking about that lease thing about how the landlords will pay for the lawyers' fees and all of this. Would you be happy if they took that clause out and everybody just had to pay their own lawyers?
No, that's not what's fair. What's
No,
fair?
I understand it. What's there says that the landlord, you have to pay the landlord's fees.
Yeah, no.
So let's say they took that out and just said, well, you know, you pay for your fees, the landlord will pay for his
No,
fees.
that's
No, let her explain it, Ben. Go ahead.
No,
Go
that's
explain it.
not fair, because what happens is it's actually a protection where you have that. Right now in all leases in Jersey, it's boilerplated, and what that means is that the landlord is protected. So if he has to take wait, let me just get through this. If he has to take a bad tenant to court, which is only fair, and he wins, he should be made whole again so he can get his attorney's fees. Well, the same should be for the tenant. If we're continually being harassed, and this is what landlords do, they know that tenants can't recover their attorney's fees, so what they do is they make up this garbage, they drag you into court.
Yeah.
One tenant leader in Newark was dragged into court, in criminal court I think it was, but I have to double check. She was dragged into court 24 times. That's harassment.
Yeah.
Sam
Does
Lucas.
Gilbert and Harriet have anything to do drafting this lease?
Well, Harriet and Gilbert Polinsky are attorneys. They've been attorneys for decades, and they should be championing. They should be like, look, if a tenant wins, she should be able to recover her attorney's fees too. And you know, they should not be trying to take the bread out of the mouths.
Can I just make this one point? Hey, Ben, it works this way. In every lease, which we say is boilerplate, there's a provision where the landlord recovers attorney's fees for from the tenant. But there's no such provision for the tenant. That's unfair. Now, Senator Stack is changing all that with his bill. Right, which would create a provision for the tenant.
So basically what it does is you don't want, you know, what they did in my case was they were saying you could give it to both sides or you could take it away from both sides.
Right.
But taking it away from both sides doesn't give you the protection because a landlord will have, if both sides get attorney's fees, the ability to recover attorney's fees, then each side is going to think long and hard about whether they want to go to court, whether they have a valid claim. If you have a legitimate valid claim, you go to court because that's what you should be doing.
You level the playing field.
Right. You don't want to take it away from both sides.
You want to grant it to both sides.
Right. You do not want to make attorney's fees a barrier to getting justice. You want to give it to both sides. So this business of taking it away from both sides doesn't help. But if you give it to both sides, then the landlord's going to have to think long and hard. Up to now, they've had a free rein.
Free ride, and it's not going to happen more.
And they do what they did to me and Bill. They take you to court over and over and over again.
They milk you.
They milk you for attorney's fees until finally you, the tenant, are harassed out of your home. It happened to 3 families in my building. They wanted attorneys. They couldn't afford them.
Exactly.
And nobody would take their cases. They weren't poor enough and they weren't rich enough. They were stuck in the middle. So they, you know, they're like, we're going to spend money for this. So my landlord actually drove out 3 families because they couldn't recover their attorney's fees. Otherwise, they would have fought. And we would have gotten the reforms.
Because, Ben, if you take the provisions out for both landlord and tenant, landlords will always find loopholes because they've got infinite resources. You have to keep both clauses in, Ben, for that very reason. Go ahead.
So we're you know, if my attorney if I had not been persecuted by my medical school, we would have had these protections put in place 4 years ago.
Yes, we would.
And we're going to go out in like 4 seconds. 4 years ago in Jersey, instead we have to go and get Brian Stack to propose a law, and we're out.
When is this thing coming to